my Vina loves, it's Miss Vina D coming to you all from Vina Entertainment News. So a few days ago, Keke Wyatt took to social media, her Instagram page, and posted, a 60 seconds video talking about her husband asked her for a divorce while she's 8 months pregnant, and she was crying. Well, that's the video right here.
You want to know something, America? When you 8 months pregnant and you got a child sick in and out of the hospital, and your husband got the nerve to tell you that he wants a divorce because he says that you're an emotional wreck. He says that from the very beginning you never trusted me and all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, telling other women that we getting a divorce and if she calls or it's like, what? Like, I am so done with Michael Jamar. Y'all can have him and roast his ass. I don't care.
Well, after that video was posted, people felt bad, man, that Keke's going through this, especially being 8 months pregnant and also having a child fighting cancer currently. But then, the people who have seen the shows on TV of her marriage and how toxic, it is, they can understand. I even said in the previous video in part 1, which you can watch because I don't want to sound repetitive, that I was surprised that they even lasted this long, seeing how toxic the relationship was and watching her insecurities. I know that it's not one-sided. I'm sure he have his own issues that he's brought in the marriage, but from the show and from Keke just being open and honest and saying, look, man, I have these demons that I'm fighting that I have to get rid of, and I thank God for bringing me a man like my husband. But she even herself said it, that she have trust issues and all of that based on her previous marriage that I'm not going to talk about. Just click part 1 and the link is in the description below and hear all about that. Well, there's two sides to every story. So her soon-to-be ex-husband did an interview with the Jasmine brand, and he's speaking out. So this is what he had to say. He said, for over 7 years, I have been Keke's husband, backbone, friend, confidant, and support system. I have loved, raised, supported, and cared for every child in our family, biologically or not, including our son who is currently battling leukemia. I will continue to be that person and do all of these things, but I will not be her husband. I can no longer allow our children to live in a toxic environment, and because I love Keke, I can no longer accept toxic behavior. A home should be a refuge of peace from the iniquities and harshness of the world. Keke is much stronger than she gives herself credit for, and she is a great mother. There is a healing that needs to take place, and I have faith that it will happen. There is never a good time for a family to deal with harsh realities, but as long as we keep God first, we have to know that our battle has already been won. Now, as our family deal with these realities, I humbly ask that you please keep us lifted in prayer, and when you comment, please keep our children in mind. Wow, I completely understand and see where he's coming from. I've said this in the previous video, and I've said this before, that I'm happy that she found someone and all of that, but before jumping into this situation, that based on what happened in her first situation, that she really needed help and needed time to really get counseling and go through a healing process, because I'm going to go ahead and say it and not go into details and let you guys watch part 1. But in her previous marriage, Keke went through domestic violence. She was, abused and physically abused. It was so bad at one point that she ended up stabbing her first husband a few times. She was facing up to 20 years in jail, but those charges was dropped when they found out that it was self-defense, and she was on the verge of losing her life because she was attacked. And even after that, she stayed in that marriage for a while before she finally filed for divorce and left, and then married her now current husband. So basically, he's talking about love. He's talking about a healing that have to be done and all of that. So it sounds like, yes, right now he can no longer be her husband, but it also sounds like there's a little bit of hope there if they can go through that healing process and counseling. I mean, it takes work, and sometimes, marriage is not easy, especially when you have almost 9 children. She's about to have the 9th child. So even if you guys want to take a break to go and do something or go to counseling, things like that, you have also responsibilities and children that have to go to school, homework, and all of these things going on, that sometimes it's all about the kids, which is very important. The kids come first, but there's also no time for, the two of you, and also no me time. And there's a lot going on in that household. For some of you who have watched the shows like Marriage Boot Camp that they were on, or her other show that she had, I think it's the Atlanta version of, what's it, like R&B Diva, something like that, one of those shows. You've seen the issues they've been through. You've watched Keke Insecurities. Regardless if the shows are edited or not, she herself had come out and said that, she needs help. Her insecurities about not trusting him, always thinking, that he's gonna do what her ex did, or not in a physical way, no, not abuse her, in a form of, infidelity and things like that. And she alluded to that in her video when she posted it on Instagram. But from what he sound like in his interview, I completely see where he's coming from, because there are times that people stay in relationships and marriages and whatever and think that, they are helping their children because both parents are in the home, but the kid sees everything, right? And you end up hurting the children more because you're exposing them to a toxic environment. You're making them feel like this behavior is acceptable, and it's not. So I completely understand and see where he's coming from, and I really do pray and hope that they can go to counseling, they can work it out. I pray and hope that this situation, no matter how emotional it is, have also, and this been going on for years. This didn't just out of nowhere, boom, I want a divorce. It's been going on for years, and Keke herself has said that she needs help, and she needs, to heal, and she understands that, she have a lot of insecurities she have to work on. So, I'm praying and hoping that, they can work it out. Also, if it's, not meant to be, it's not meant to be. But it sounds like, from what I hear, there's still love there, and there's still hope if they can just get counseling and go through the healing process and work together, and that the toxic behavior and all of the things that put the family in harm's way stop. Now, it looks like, how you really love somebody and you want to be there for them. So no matter how terrible the situation is, you stay anyways and you accept it, and that person become comfortable, like, oh yeah, he ain't going nowhere, or she ain't going nowhere. I've been doing this for years, and he ain't going nowhere. And so I think he got to the point where he's like, you know what? I'm putting my foot down. I'm going to show you that I have a backbone. I'm going to show you that, yes, I will walk away, cancer or not, our son, and 8 months pregnant or not, that I will walk away. And maybe this will wake her up and open her eyes to see that this is serious. It's not a joke. If I'm willing to ask for a divorce while you're 8 months pregnant with a child in and out of the hospital fighting leukemia, that should be a wake-up call to say, you know what, oh no, he means business, and I have to get it together. Now, I'm not saying this is one-sided and he have not done, you know, his dirt and have his issues, but you know, I'm wishing them well. And also the part where he's talking about when, you know, you leave comments, keep our kids in mind. I get it, you know, the children, some of them are older and can go on social media and read the comments and things like that, and people have no filter, and it's sad. So, you know, good luck with that part, because people are so vicious on social media, they don't care. But with all of that being said, you know, I've said it and I'll continue to say it. I keep them lifted up in my prayers. You know, hopefully they can work it out, and if not, hey, I completely understand, man. I'm praying also for their son that's going through cancer, and praying for the entire family, because it's not easy to, you know, break up a family where both parents are not in the house together. But if it's really, you know, as bad past what we've seen on TV and what he's saying, then I'm sure the kids who are older and can see things are also like, you know what, it's great that mom and dad are apart, and you know, hopefully we can have some peace, and hopefully, you know, they can come back together. So I'm wishing these two the best. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here, my Vina loves. You can go ahead and watch part 1. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Thank you guys for a little bit over 2,000 subscribers. Thank you for sharing my videos. Thank you for leaving the comments. Thank you for leaving the thumbs up. I appreciate every single one of you. Have a wonderful day, guys. God bless.